Well, here we are again. I'm back, and that's my thoughts while thinking. And we're remembering that these opinions are mine and mine alone. And we got to talk about a little bit about this truth. And if the truth should kill 'em, let 'em die. Now, a lot of people say that's awful hard talk, and we got to think about that. We got to think about how lives that we're living. And politics is the only thing that profession that you can enter that you're not prepared for. And I think we've got a lot of unprepared people up there that's telling us a lot of lies, and we got to consider that. We got to think about all this stuff. And the wolves are among us, and they're ready to lead those little ones astray. And that's what the teachers union is doing in the school. They're just leading our little ones away. And they don't want to mess with us old folks because we're not vulnerable like those little mounds of mush. So they know that if they look at it, so we got to look after our children. We got to keep them safe, and we got to get rid of that. And right now, that National Teachers Union just, they're just teaching those kids how to spew out that left-wing wokeism, and I don't understand that. And, Judge Jackson says you need a biology to determine sex, so isn't that a admission that sex is biology? Well, let's think about that. And then they say you got to trust the science, and then they turn around and say, no, we can't define a woman. Well, no, I always thought a woman was pretty easy to define, but now then they're saying you can't do that. Now, in the midst of all these lies and this lying storm, we got to learn to just ride it out. We got to learn to just keep going. And some way or another, we got to turn this message from going over to those comforting lies to the unpleasant truth of the thing. Sometimes the truth is unpleasant, but we got to face the truth is the truth. And Einstein's theory of insanity is if you keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, then that's insanity. Well, they keep pushing that communism and socialism over and over, and that's got to be insanity because it don't work and it never has worked. And, the administration, they're sitting there saying we choose our truth, not the facts. Well, the facts are the truth. You got to choose the facts and the truth. That's the way it is. And, they're teaching our little kids not to think, just to listen and learn, and learn them, take orders. And they say nobody exists, and nobody's here, and nobody's anywhere. Everybody's going to die. Come on, let's watch some more TV, play some more video games and stuff. Well, that's what's happening to our little ones, and we got to watch out for that. And, the administration is sitting there using the national security is they're protecting their lives and keeping us away from free speech. Oh, it's national security. We can't tell you about that. Well, on May the 2nd, 2022, they started the Department of the Truth, just right out of George Orwell's handbook of 1984. Now think about that. And here's one little mind puzzler here. It says if a plastic is made out of petroleum and petroleum is made out of fossil fuels, and then these dinosaurs are made out of plastic, then they're made out of fossil fuels, and then that makes the dinosaurs real dinosaurs. Well, they are real dinosaur plastics, but so there's a lot of truth to that, but it's a lot of logic going on there, a lot of creative thinking. And, we got to speak the truth. Millions of us are sitting there in silence, and the silence is what kills. And we got to start voicing our thoughts and opinions. And the past don't tell us what to do. They just tell us what to avoid. And, man, we got a lot of stuff that it's telling us not to take and work on that they're trying to push on us. So we got to avoid it. And now then, right out of George Will's handbook on 1984, he says truth is a new hate speech. Well, I think that's what they got right now, because if you tell the truth, you're a bitter hater, and you're a hate, and they teaching our kids not to love our country, and this parents is over here being brainwashed too. They're saying, "Oh, our kids think we live in a great country," and the teachers union over there, the teacher says, "Well, we rest assured they didn't learn that from us." Well, think about that. That's where our teachers or unions are taking their thoughts thinking. And, the price of good men pay for indifference to the public affairs is to be ruled by the evil men. And I think that's what's happening today, because I think it's evil to take away your free speech and freedom. And a little page out of a religious handbook here, time to pick a side. The demonic activity is evident now, and you're either going to be washed in the blood or brainwashed. Well, guess I don't want to be brainwashed, so I'm going to go with the truth, and we're going to have to let that truth set us free. And if they need violence to enforce their beliefs, then their beliefs are worthless. Well, they're trying to use violence to protect what they're believing. They're rioting in the streets. They're got war on the police and declaring war on anybody that don't think like them. And the propaganda's purpose is just to make one side unhuman. And that's what the truth is if you're speaking the truth, you're unhuman. And they say you're unhuman and you can't handle the truth. Well, we got to start handling the truth. We got to start working on it, because the truth's out there. And the truth is available to those who have the courage to question what they've been taught. What are we being taught every day by the news media and the politics? We got to think through it. We got to get back and think about the truth. But I feel safe in the midst of the enemies, for the truth is powerful, and the truth will always prevail. And we got to do something about our mass media and high tech declaring war on the truth. They've just still trying to kill it, and it's becoming totally obvious right now. And we got to be careful of what we tolerate, because if whatever we tolerate is what we're teaching them how to treat us. Now think about that. We've been pretty tolerant of all this stuff over the years, and look where it's got us. They're treating us this way. And you got to look at that World Forum, and our administration is going afar all that stuff, and they're committed to enslaving the world. And that is the truth. And think about that. And the truth's going to set us free, because the truth is there. And the truth is like a lion that you don't have to defend it, it'll defend itself. So we just got to put the truth out there and let it work. And the truth is powerful, and it'll prevail. And always be truthful, especially to yourself, and don't lie to yourself, because that's where all this stuff starts, when you start lying to yourself. So be careful and be sure that you teach yourself the truth. And you were going to have to kill them with success and bury them with a smile. And we got to remember that we cannot force someone to hear a message they're not ready to receive. But we don't ever want to underestimate the power of planting a seed. And thanks for watching, and that's my thoughts while thinking. And we'll see you on the flip side, and it's adios, amigos.